Welcome back to the Starfighter podcast. Dom is not up to light speed today,
Mm,
and we're definitely not talking about the pilot episode. Welcome back to the Starfighter podcast with Dom and Jake. We're here talking about the Mandalorian season 3 finale, episode 8. And it's going to be an in-depth conversation for sure. We do want to apologize, guys. We missed you guys Wednesday. Just had some stuff come up, weren't able to do it, but we're here Friday, and so hopefully, whether you're tuning in live, maybe some of you have. Well, hopefully, you've already had a chance to see it, and then we also appreciate you checking it out on the replay too. But all right, before we get started, hit that like button for us, subscribe if you haven't already, and most importantly, leave us a comment. Let us know how you enjoyed this finale. Let us know how you enjoyed the series, the season. I mean, as a whole.
maybe
We're definitely
series.
maybe series. All right. With that out of the way, let's get started, Jake.
Yeah.
And actually, I didn't even ask you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
How are you doing tonight?
What's going on, man? What's happening here? I don't feel.
Well, you
I
know
don't
what?
feel it.
I've been just a little under the weather, so um, I'm letting everyone know I'm gonna really rely on Jake tonight.
Yeah, bad idea, but we're gonna make it work.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know,
good.
I'm breathing, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah,
Uh, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm excited to be here. Always love doing the show. Always have a great time together, talking Star Wars or whatever other nerdy pop culture stuff we talk about. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about our intro scene with Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
We really pick up right where we left off in episode 7. I think a lot of people were kind of thinking that 7 and 8 could have kind of been together. They could have probably been one episode. Um, I mean, I really liked how episode 7 ended, but I think right off the bat we need to just make something very clear. This is way too short for a finale.
yeah,
I mean, the
it
episodes are
is.
way too short, period. But for a finale, um, yeah,
Like 38 minutes total actual show time, maybe a little bit shorter. Like I don't
right,
know. That's pretty.
yeah, and we'll get into it, but I think it almost goes without saying this is probably the most controversial season of The Mandalorian. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really great things in this season and in the finale, and then um, there's also just some things that I don't think work too well, and I'm sure you could probably agree with that also. And I think we'll just get into all of it here pretty soon. But yeah, we pick up where we left off. Bo-Katan's running through the hall. They're trying to get out of there with the other Mandalorians, and Din's trying to escape from the armored troopers. Grogu's actually the one that saves him. Um, no idea where he came from, you know, but
Like
kind of
what?
kind of cool. I mean, Grogu definitely has to step up in this episode.
Yeah,
Um, much like you, Jake. Din's relying on him. I'm relying on you to carry us. That's yeah, that's what it
I
is.
got you. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed the action and how they handled all the Mandalorians this episode. But like that opening scene, even just that like the hallway, how um, Bo-Katan uses her jetpack to like fly away, and she knows that her blasters aren't really going to do anything because they have Beskar, so she plants like a little bomb on the side to blow them up. So, like, it was very cool action, and this hallway scene was super cool. How he escaped, I mean, for the love of everything holy, why would you only put 2 guards on him? What are we doing out here, Moff Gideon? Like, well, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? So he gets out of that pretty crazy, honestly, because he's tied up. So he breaks the guy's neck, which was pretty violent. I didn't know they would do that in the show, but he does that.
I mean,
And
Paz did that in one episode too.
oh, he did, didn't he? I don't
Yeah.
know. Shoot, I guess they're just neck breakers over there at Star Wars. But it's a famous Mandalorian move, I suppose. But yeah, super cool hallway scene. I thought with him kind of getting out, kind of ridiculous that it was only 2 guys, and then I have no idea where Grogu came from in this scene, like at all. He just kind of like appeared. I thought he was with Bo-Katan, but I don't know. Like, I don't know, but yeah. Then after this, he has a heart-to-heart with Grogu, basically, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, listen. Like, we ain't gonna be free if we don't just go take care of this guy right now, because he's always gonna be coming after us." And like, he has our homeworld because they're fighting for Mandalore. His base is like on Mandalore, so like he just has like a heart, says we gotta go do this. And thank goodness Star Wars didn't make baby Grogu push that yes button right there, because it would have just been like way overdone and
Right.
like take you out of the scene. So I'm happy they didn't do that. But yeah, I don't know, like I was kind of surprised. I don't know if you were, when he was just like, yeah, come on, like we gotta go kill him and you're gonna help me, basically. Like, he didn't even say basically, like
I
he
was
was like,
surprised. Yeah.
he's like, step up, you know? And I was like, oh shoot, he usually doesn't like putting him in danger, but he's
Yeah.
like, let's go handle this. So I was
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
I was definitely surprised too. I mean, we'll get into it as well, but I think most of our theories didn't really come true with this episode. Like,
none of our theories. I was so off the mark with this one, folks. I
thought you were seriously on it. I thought you're on the money. You guys can go back and check out that episode that we just put out a couple days ago on on our predictions. But yeah,
you don't have to, please.
No, check it out. But I guess moving along, Gideon finds out that they've escaped, and he's crazy mad, obviously. And so he's looking for them. And R5 now gets involved. He gets the phone call. R5's doing R2 things in this episode.
Mm-hmm. He's still like a little chicken about it, though. He's like,
yeah, he steps up though.
He does. No,
he
big
takes
time.
Out a couple. He takes out a couple guys, a couple gonk droids, I believe. At least one, but I think he fights
gonk
a couple
droids. Whoa, calm down. All right, I don't think you could take out a gonk. Gonks are pretty.
Oh, it wasn't a gonk droid? What are those called?
I think they're called mouse droids or something.
They are. Nice. You would have gotten that if we were playing trivia.
I think it just makes sense too.
Good
you know, little mice, like, scattering around.
The gonk droids look like trash cans.
Yeah, and they go gonk, gonk. Yeah, I love them. Lego Star Wars.
And they go gonk, gonk. Yes.
That's why they're called gonk droids. Dude, yeah. If you ever play Lego Star Wars, you'll understand the love for gonks. Okay.
So, anything more you want to touch on with R5?
No, I'm impressed. You know, he stepped up. He did his business, and I'm happy for him. You know, he. It was cool seeing kind of how they use droids again. I feel like I haven't seen that for a while. I mean, ever since like R2, since he's not been in the picture, they really haven't used droids like this. So, super cool to see. And yeah, it leads into one of the coolest scenes, obviously.
It does. I mean, yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes. I think one of the best moments in this episode. There's a few moments that kind of, um, I guess, make you feel like you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. Like an exciting, action packed video game. And like you mentioned, the action scenes, they were on it in this episode. They're really good. Like the execution, the directing, choreography was like up to par when it came to the fight scenes, I think. Um, I don't know, maybe not all of them, but I think for the most part, they're really good. And so this was no exception. Um, Din Djarin, he's going through the hall with the laser doors. Again, we kind of are sort of reminded of episode 1 a little bit with those laser doors. Kind of a cool callback. And also we get kind of some callbacks to did we skip out on when Gideon sees his clones? Did we pass that?
Oh, when Gideon sees his clones? You mean
Yeah, Gideon.
Din Djarin sees Gideon's clones? What?
No. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. I know what you're
We're
saying.
good. But we did skip out on one thing.
We did skip out on Axpos flying up. That was a cool scene as well.
That was super cool.
Yeah. Did you have anything more on that?
Yeah, I mean, so right after going back now, I think it's really cool. And Dom already mentioned it, but yeah. So Bo-Katan's escaping, and she already had Axe fly up and try to warn the other Mandalorians that they're going to be attacked by a bunch of bombers. He gets up there and he tells everybody to bounce dip. At one point, this one Mandalorian looks at him. Like, I thought it was kind of a suspicious look. And I was like, oh, he's probably the spy then. Because I was like, maybe he's
the
taking
captain,
over
right?
his ship.
Yeah. The captain of the pirate ship, basically, from last episode.
Yeah, so he like looks at him, and I thought he was gonna maybe blow up all the ships after they took off or something, but I was kind of waiting for that because I was suspecting that there was a spy, like many people were. That was.
Oh wait, are you not talking about the captain of the pirate ship?
I'm talking about the captain of like the Mandalorian ship that they were all in. That he like was
okay.
like, no, like go, and then
I'm sorry, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
And he like looks back at him, and I'm like, okay, like that was suspicious. And so I thought maybe he was gonna try and blow up all the Mandalorian ships when they took off and like kill a bunch of them.
I've got to say something. I had to like do a double take. That guy looked like Jordan Peele. He really did. And like at first I'm like, that can't be him, obviously.
It did not look like Jordan Peele at all to me.
To me, it really does. You guys can go back and let me know. But I was like, this can't be happening. But then I had to look again. So like I rewind. I hit rewind because I never thought that Jack Black and Lizzo would.
I know, right?
Either. So Dude,
if that was Jordan Peele, I would have been tripping out. I'd been like, "What is going on with Star Wars at this point in time, dude?" Like,
I know.
What?
Anyways, yeah,
that was Jordan Peele.
I did. Kind of funny.
That's crazy. Anyways, a little off topic.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, they'll forgive us. The audience will forgive us. We're a little all over the place today. Mostly me. A little all over the place, but you know, kind of like season 3 of Mandalorian. We're just a little scattered.
Just don't know what direction we're heading at this point.
It's all good. Let's get back to the fight scene in the hall, the laser doors.
Yes.
And Din's calling out to R5. Door 1. He takes on a couple of the troopers, gets through them, calls out door 2, that sort of thing. It's a really cool sequence. And again, it kind of makes you feel like you're in a video game. The action was just really great. I mean, again, we go back to the fact that it's not really Pedro in the suit, which kind of sucks. But whoever it is, I mean, he's putting in
I wanted
work.
to mention that a couple of times. I was gonna be like, Dom, it just sucks. I was gonna say that. It's just like not him. He's like sitting in a room, in like a dark room somewhere.
Yeah, I mean he's fighting like he's the Dark Knight in this scene, bro.
No, there was so many cool like things that happened in the scene. Um, like his first when he first has to go and he's using like surprising techniques, right? Because he has like the
Mhm.
advantage, and he takes one of their knives and like cuts him down, and then throws a knife at a guy with a blaster, and the guy with the blaster falls back in this like massive pit. And as he's falling back, he goes and tries to like reach for his pistol, and he misses it. And I thought that was hilarious. I cracked up every time. But yeah, it felt very video game-ish. You know, he like gets bounced around at one point like a wrestler and knees one of them in the face, and then like keeps picking up different weapons and progressing through these stages. And I thought it
Yeah,
was cool how like the last guys he had to take out, there was all that smoke and stuff, and he's fighting that guy, and then he like slides out, and it's pretty cool. And I don't remember at what point he takes the pack, but I started to finally notice after the scene that he had like the white jetpack on, like he took
yeah,
one from one of the other troopers.
yeah.
But I feel like I don't know if he had that on before, but I thought that was
No,
pretty
no,
cool.
because they disarmed him at the end of episode 7.
Yeah, I
So
just
they
didn't know
took
if he
it off.
took it from like the guys from the hallway or not, but I don't remember them having packs. I don't know, whatever. Regardless,
I
that was
thought it
pretty
was
cool.
cool as well how he shoots them under their armor too. I thought
Dude,
that's important to show because it just makes everything more realistic. Because blaster fire is gonna bounce right off the armor. So that's
yeah,
pretty
he
sick.
pulls off some like kind of John Wick moves in this scene. I think like at what? Oh, he later
I
on.
don't know the reference, but yeah, I'll take your word
No,
for
dude.
it.
Oh my gosh. But regardless, yeah. I mean, the last scene when he shoots the last guy is so cool, and he like stands up and shoots him once, and then shoots him a second time. But he like points his gun and stuff like under their helmets and like in exposed areas, and they just did it so well. Even his like knife, when he knifes them, he goes like where their like legs are, like knee, like open air. It was just cool. Very kind of John Wicky for me. If you don't get the reference, Don, then go watch it.
Not to be confused with John Wookie.
Not to be no, yeah, definitely don't confuse the two.
Anywho, moving along.
Don's waiting for it.
um, let's talk about it. Din now
Clones.
sees, yeah, he sees the clones. I've got thoughts on this part for sure. Curious to
A
know
lot of
yours as well.
A lot of theories coming out of this one.
I have mixed
Missed out.
feelings. I have mixed feelings.
Why? What's going
I
on, man? Tell me. What's
so
up?
I didn't care for it a whole lot because I felt like there were signs, and it still could be this way a little bit, that that this is leading into Snoke, but more so they're confirming that it's always been about Gideon's clones.
What do you mean it's always
And
been go? Like, get this
what
whole Mandalorian story has been about Gideon's
well,
clones?
yeah, from season 1, then you see it a little bit in season 2, in that one episode when they take down that base, and they see some of the clones as well. um that it's always kind of been about Gideon, which also, so even though I don't really care for it a whole lot, it does make sense as well, because I think back to a lot of conversations or things that Gideon has said, and why Grogu is so important to him personally. The way that I took it before is because it was important to him personally because he has uh, a closer working relationship with Palpatine. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I think all of us were thinking that it's mainly for Palpatine, but we're seeing that it was for Gideon. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of whatever, I guess. Well, how do you feel about it?
I think they set it up fine, and let me explain it to you, Dom, and maybe it'll feel different after I tell you this information.
Okay, let's do it.
We already saw Gideon with the council. I forget what the Shadow Council in the last episode talking, and he was already speaking about overthrowing Thrawn, and he was sick of him, right? So, and then we also saw the dad of the Hux, right? Hux was in there, and he was talking about cloning. So that was more of like a Hux thing. I think this was a Gideon thing, and Gideon killed
Not to be confused
Tarshins.
with Hugs.
Or is it? Is it? Oh, I'm confused. Don't stop confusing me now.
Not to be confused with Hugs.
All right.
It's the Last Jedi joke that that what's his name makes in the beginning. Anyways, moving on. I'm sorry, Jake. That's my bad. That's my bad.
You can't with you. I can't do it. Regardless, yeah. So he's there, right? So we already saw Gideon being like, I want to be the one ruling over the universe. We saw that there was already something being called Project Necromancer being done for Palpatine through Hux. So Gideon was probably had this side project for himself and like had Dr. Pershing working on it with him and like killed Dr. Pershing. That's why he wanted that chick to go kill him so that he couldn't share the information of cloning with the other people in the Empire, you know? So this seems more like he was doing it himself, and that's why he was doing it on Mandalore. You know, he didn't have like anybody really, like it's secluded, no one was there. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like private. It seemed like his own kind of venture is what I got a sense of. I don't know if like that made any sense to you that it wasn't
Yeah, for
for
sure.
the Emperor. Okay.
But
Just connecting the dots for you here.
does that mean that none of it, like this entire time, do you think none of it has anything to do with Palpatine, or do you think it's kind of both? Because I really do think that they were using this partially to lead into the sequels, because as we both know, they're kind of trying to course correct a little bit so that
Yeah.
things lead in, because there's so much stuff that doesn't make sense with the sequels, and like they have to kind of use like opportunities where we go back in time to kind of like make things make sense.
No, yeah, that's what like I think it obviously Hux was working on that Palpatine thing. Right? And so like that's where that's coming from. You know, they already kind of mentioned that is what I'm saying. So that's like your answer. And then like Parshing was like kind of helping both, but Gideon like got a hold of him more. And then that's why he has his clones. They're still working on the Palpatine stuff.
There's still Mount Tantus too.
Yeah, they're still Mount Tantus. Yeah. So like the Empire's already doing enough for him. I think this was just like a Gideon thing. I wouldn't trip too much about it, Dom. You know what I mean?
You know me.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, so Gideon's clone scene, what the actual heck?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
They scare the bejeebus out of little baby Grogu. He stumbles back. People are really upset because Din Djarin just has to like type in like 3 buttons on a computer and then blow them all up. And I understand people's complaints. The fact that when Moff Gideon finds out they escaped and is in that last room and walks out the other side instead of going towards his clones and getting all upset about it, it's like I get the frustration in the writing. I still really enjoyed this episode because it was one of those like things where it happened because it kind of needed to happen, and then like that's just what it is. It's Star Wars and it's Disney, and I don't think they're gonna make it too complex. But
all right. Yeah, you know what? We kind of get a little bit of a callback to Force Unleashed too, with the scene. Did you ever play those games, or you watched any of the cutscenes? No. Oh, okay.
No. I watched some of the cutscenes, but like
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't
So,
know what the heck that game's about.
well, it was about cloning someone force sensitive, which was Starkiller,
Okay.
the OG Starkiller before they changed it to the base's name. Um. So, anyways, then Gideon has this monologue with Din Djarin about how it's all about him, and he wants to have this, superior army, which, you know, it's an ambitious plot, I guess, for him to have like the Beskar armor and to be force sensitive. It's, I guess, a little weird because he has like nothing to do with the force, or like no idea like what the force is all about. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
he
I feel like he would though.
how?
Like he knew like what Luke Skywalker was when he came in, and he saw him tear apart his machines. You know, I feel like he's pretty like he knows. I'm sure of
I
all the
don't think he had ever.
Sith, Darth
Well,
Vader.
what do you mean he knew about Luke Skywalker?
What do you mean? Like he came and like ripped apart his ship, like and destroyed his droids, bro.
I know that, but like
But like before that,
he's not like a force user, or like as far as we know, like he doesn't. Well, maybe he has been studying the force. Um, he's
shoot,
obviously not force sensitive, or he doesn't use the force in any capacity. So
yeah. No, I obviously he doesn't have the force, but that doesn't mean he doesn't like know about it or has seen it or like understands what it is, like not using it. But
well,
like
he might understand, but he might not really understand. You know what I mean?
no, I get that, yeah. I mean he understood at least scientifically what the heck it was with midi-chlorians
Yeah, for sure.
at some point, you know, like he knows, and he's probably seen Darth Vader and Palpatine before and other force users like whatever the heck those guys are called. Oh, what are they
Snoke.
called? Snoke, but no, before them. Oh gosh, what were they called? Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Oh, the Inquisitors.
Inquisitors, there you go. Yeah. So I mean he probably like knows of it. He just doesn't have it. And he's just say he didn't find one of those books. I mean they tore apart and destroyed a bunch of temples, Jedi temples. Maybe he went in and took something. It's like, all right.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Anything else you want to mention about the scene where he's monologuing?
No, I don't
All
need
right.
it. Yeah. I didn't
Well,
yeah.
let's
It
tell
was
us your thoughts
whatever.
about the fight scene with Grogu and Din against Gideon.
Well, his suit's pretty freaking epic. I mean, he just pummels Din pretty good here.
It's like the Iron Man suit, kind of.
Yeah, 100%. Like I, you know, even kind of made the same noises. It sounded heavy, but he could still move in it. And yeah, he just pummels Din, and then calls out his guards. What are they called? The Praetorian guards or something?
Yeah.
And then they just start whooping on him too. And then finally Grogu comes in and he's like, oh, he hits his button no a million times. And then they turn on him and start going after him. Poor little Grogu's getting backed up into like this little room separated from Din, and Din's struggling, and he tries to get up and gets shot from like a little rocket from Moff Gideon, and then still tries to get up again. Unfortunately, Moff Gideon's not having it, and shoots a rope around his neck and pulls him back. It was pretty like brutal. They tried making it seem like so tragic, and he's so helpless. And the whole time I was like, why doesn't he just like force push him or something? Like I was more confused in the scene as well, where I was like, I don't get
What do you mean
why.
force push him?
Yeah, Grogu. Why didn't he just like
Oh,
force
okay.
push like the guards? Like, why was he like backing up and like terrified? It's I was expecting more from him. Maybe I don't know why, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to Favreau, he's trained with Luke for 2 years, so I think it's reasonable to conclude that many of us were thinking we were going to see him use some new abilities or do something that we haven't
or
seen
do
before.
something. Yeah. So, but then that happens,
Some kind
and
of
they get
spin move,
separated.
because that's always a cool trick.
Yeah, I mean something, dude. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, something crazy, but yeah. So then they get separated, and I don't know. I wasn't too worried about it because we forget to mention that Bo-Katan finally gets the armor to come in and say, we got the people, we're coming. And there's an absolute amazing dogfight happening in the middle of this scene as well. And I say dogfight, but it's really not because they just have jetpacks on. But they're like
Yeah.
the Mandalorians are flying down. They're taking out all these people. Bo-Katan's slicing people in half with her dark saber, and the armor is beating them with her hammers. And um, I don't know if you want to talk about this scene, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. And before we go a little further, just want to give a shout out to our viewers. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. In the comment section, let us know how you enjoyed this finale. Let us know how you enjoyed this season as a whole. We definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts and theories that you have for the series going forward, too. So, again, thanks for joining. And then, of course, we thank you if you're watching on the replay or on the podcast feed, listening on the podcast feed. Yeah, kind of a superwoman moment here when she's flying through um, the air and she's got the dark saber. It's awesome, and a lot of these scenes, are kind of a callback to like the siege of Mandalore, and battles that we've seen take place in Clone Wars and in the Rebels TV show. Um, and so that's been one of my favorite parts about this season. I do have more negative things to say about this episode, but I mean, there's still a lot of things that I like about this episode and the season, and that's one of my favorite things is seeing all of the Mandalorians and seeing them fight together, and in live action, and having it just like tie back into the Clone Wars and Rebels. It's just super cool and rewarding, when you're a Star Wars fan and you're following all the content. So really great for sure. And like you mentioned earlier, just really good visuals overall in the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they did it, but it was so much better than Marvel. I don't know what Marvel's doing, but yeah, it was so cool. She's like flying around. She does this little skid over a platform and drops below it and shoots some rockets out of her knees and blows people up. It's like just really cool. It was what you said, like what they gave us in Clone Wars and Rebels, but like live action, and they did it so well. So it was awesome. Very cool to see. But
Yeah, I mean,
anyways,
everyone loves seeing knee rockets, so
you can't. Yeah,
you
you
can't go
can't.
wrong with some
You
knee
can't knock
rockets.
it. You can't knock it with the knee rockets, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
I was just about to say patent that.
Boom. But regardless, yeah. So, while this is going on, Din's fighting him, getting his butt kicked. Grogu and him get separated, and Bo-Katan sees us in the middle of the battle, and she comes and helps him out. And this kind of annoyed me in this scene, the fact that she just kind of like shoulder checks him a little bit, like like you got a dark saber, just cut his head off or stab him or do something. Could have just finished it, but no, she shoulder checks him and then says, "Don't worry, Din, go save Grogu."
Maybe she was worried about how precise she would have to be. You'd have to be super precise to slice under the armor.
Is that going to be on your shirt? Is that what you're putting on there?
Precise to slice.
You gotta be super precise to slice the armor.
Yeah.
Is that?
This is a weird breakdown tonight. It really is.
We're off the charts, folks. Just bear with us. All right.
Yeah, our midichlorian count is off the charts.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Hey,
Qui-Gon tested mine earlier today.
Did you see what I did there?
I did. I saw it. I felt it. Because I'm
you.
part of it. I feel the Force, dude. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Yeah, it is.
Heck yeah, bro. Light speed. All right.
Absolutely.
Dude, off the rails tonight. All right. Listen,
yeah,
folks,
she does. She's not precise enough. She she goes for the classic shoulder check. She's played a little hockey before.
No, yeah, she does not do her job well. Tells Grogu or tells Din to go fight those guards and take down. I can't even. I'm so lost right now. I'm like, I can't. Hold on. I gotta repeat that. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. So then Din goes and tries to save Grogu from the guards, and I thought it was kind of silly. They kind of made Grogu like giggle and stuff as he was jumping along, like escaping from these guys. I was like, all right, so there is no like threat here, is there? And then he gets trapped by like
he's chill. He's chill.
But then he gets trapped by like a 5-pound pipe, dude. It's like, what are we doing here? Like a 5-pound pipe is gonna trap this baby that's been force pushing people? Okay. Regardless, Din comes in, magically saves him. And I kept thinking that these guys suck. Like, I don't know why they're so feared, because they lost to Rey and Kylo, right? And then Baby Grogu, and Din take him on. But Grogu kind of uses his force, a little bit here. Just, again, what is going on here? Just give me something more. I don't need him to.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool the way that they worked together as a team in that scene.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, you almost feel like he was like holding back a little bit, because we've seen him do bigger things, right? Like a little bit in season 2 and in season 1. So we just know like he's capable of more. So hopefully, we'll get to see him do a little bit more next season.
I want to see him shoot lightning out of his fingertips.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I want him to be a Palpatine.
I don't even want to go there.
Din Grogu Palpatine. That's why he's so important.
It's like poetry. Bro. It's like poetry, bro.
It rhymes, bro.
It's poetry.
Listen, he's got the Palpatine DNA in him, and that's why Palpatine needs him, dude.
That's why he has to be. That's why he has to be in the Rey movie.
He's going to.
He has to be in it.
No one knew. They're gonna end up falling in love like Luke and Leia too. It's gonna be really weird.
Daisy Ridley didn't even know she was a Palpatine until the movie was almost done filming. So
shoot, I don't know. We'll see it.
It might not be well executed, but it is poetry. It rhymes. It kind of rhymes.
It might not be where the sidewalk ends, but it'll be an okay poem.
Yeah.
That's a callback if anyone knows that. All right. No? Nothing. You got nothing.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, moving on. Battle ensues. I actually think you want to talk about the scene with Bo-Katan fighting Moff.
Yeah, I need to watch the episode again. I'll probably do it tonight. For some things, like, I do know how I feel, and in other ways I kind of have mixed feelings. I just need to watch it again and just let it sink in. Again, like, really cool visuals and fight scenes. One of the big things we obviously have to talk about here is, him crushing the dark saber for multiple reasons. Real quick, it's made out of Beskar, so should it have been able to break that easy? I mean, yeah, he has got a Beskar glove, I guess, but I don't know. Anyways, either way, it broke. So just go with, reality. It broke. Um
Reality. Go with reality.
is what it is. It broke.
Is that reality?
I don't want it to be. I don't really want it to be. I guess that's what I'm getting at here is
I got you though. I
I
got you. I'm
I
gonna
didn't
tell you
want
how
it.
it's gonna get fixed.
Well,
The
hang on,
door's
hang on, hang on.
open. Yeah, door's
So
open.
I guess I have mixed feelings about it. I think when I first saw it, I didn't have too much of a reaction. So I don't know. Like maybe it is fine. Like in some ways, it's okay, right? Like we'll get past it. I'll get past it. Everybody, I'm
Are
gonna
you
be fine.
sure?
I'm gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Um,
As long as everything's fine, bro.
yeah, but it it's been such an iconic saber or artifact. It's been, you know, so iconic and historic for the Mandalorians, for their culture, for the show, um, and not even just from this show, but they've been setting this up again from Clone Wars, and then they carried on the arc with the dark saber into Rebels, and now we're seeing it in all three seasons here in the Mandalorian. Um, so, you know, it is a little off-putting seeing it destroyed, but I think
Yeah.
we've got some things on the horizon. I mean, there's also the mythosaur, which is very important to the culture as well. So maybe they're going to shift the focus onto that, or maybe they will. Maybe it's both, and they will rebuild it at some point too. But Jake, what do you want to say about it?
Eh, I mean, we'll get into theory time at the end, but um, yeah, I didn't mind it because I think every time you've heard me talk about it, I've always said that I feel like it's like a curse, and now that like this curse is broken, they finally are like have Mandalore back. But I'm not saying that the dark saber won't return, but
It
um,
did, yeah. I mean, to your point, real quick, there's
you know what I
probably
mean?
there's probably a
Like what
deeper.
happened?
I think there's probably a deeper meaning to it, kind of like what you're alluding to. Like for our story, it's sort of about them letting go of their attachment and the way that they view the saber, the way that they view leadership or this hierarchy between all of them, right?
Yeah, and you know, another thing that was said by the armor too and mentioned at the end of season 2 was the fact that she didn't like that Din had a spear that was made of Beskar because that's not what Mandalorians do. They don't build weapons of like out of Beskar. And therefore, Darksaber being built out of Beskar curse. We literally saw for different series them fighting over this and it being such a problem in their with their people. And now that it's broken and gone, this weapon made of Beskar, they've got their planet back. Their planet's flourishing. They don't have to be conflicted with each other and show power over each other since this weapon that has been a divide, just like their like fighting has been a divide and their people is now broken. I think it's like pretty good symbolism overall. It's like poetry, it rhymes. It really does. If you're following what I'm saying right now, you'd be like, okay, like I get why it broke, and then it shows the mythosaur, right? And so like that's gonna be what really like the Mandalorian people is gonna like see what they did with the mythosaur was ride them, right? And so there was synergy between the Mandalorians and the Force and like their surroundings rather than conflict with a blade. And I just listen. It's like poetry, it rhymes. I thought it was okay. I'm okay with it. I don't need it back, but I know they're going to bring it back for like Grogu's lightsaber. They're gonna make a new lightsaber. We'll get into it later, but so I was okay with it. But after this, then we see them finally take down Moff Gideon, which was it was pretty cool. It was interesting. He did the whole death pose and blew up in the flames, but
And Grogu, he pulls a Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah,
It
was pretty cool.
Blocks the fire. That was cool.
That was pretty cool. I liked how Din
pretty good for
slid him.
TV.
It did, man. Yeah.
I don't know that Marvel could do that.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But I'm sick of people complaining about it too. Like, oh, well, there would be no oxygen. I don't understand. Like, dude, it's the Force, okay? You're watching Star Wars about people that fight with laser swords in space. Like, you're going to complain about if there's oxygen in the fire. And it's like, that's why like I really enjoyed this, because you could turn off your brain and watch it and be like, oh, that was good. But then like when you start thinking about it, you're like, well, that made no sense. So I'll save my rating till the end, but there's a reason why I'm saying that. But anyways, it was cool. I enjoyed it. Did it get you in the feels, or was it pretty like non-emotional for you? Because I didn't feel like when the thing crashed and Gideon blew up, there was like no worry in my heart that they were gonna die. You know what I mean?
I
like they're like I didn't.
In no way was this like comparable to like the emotion of season 2 finale.
Not even season 2 of Bad Batch, dude.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I mean, they knew how to.
There's probably more emotion in the ending of Bad Batch. I don't think we're kidding. We're not kidding, Jake.
I'm not kidding at all. Not whatsoever. I cried in like the last episode.
Season 2 of Bad Batch, like it had its ups and downs, but that finale hit and it got you in the feels for sure.
Yeah, that season was all over the place. It's twice as long as this, though. Like
I know that's so. Oh yeah.
So
no, it was a little underwhelming for me. I mean,
it?
It's not like there wasn't any emotion. There was some, and it was a cool. It was a good moment. It looked good. It's just still lackluster to me.
I found myself like digging for emotion. Like I was looking to, like it didn't bring it out of me. Like I had to kind of like get like, oh, like that's so cool. Like, oh man, he saved him. That's adorable. Like that, like I just did. It just was hard for me to get into it. That's all.
Yeah. Well, but immediately, I thought of Kanan in that moment too, which I don't know if you did as well, but like that's kind of a big part of why I liked it. But yeah. And also, well, we'll get into it with theory time, but like, was that Moff Gideon or?
I don't know.
We don't know.
No, I don't know. Third time.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that in a second. But regardless, after this amazing scene that's so lovely, it goes into them going to the living waters and baptizing little little
Paz.
What's Paz?
Little
Vizsla.
Little Vizsla.
Yeah, there you go. Little V. They're baptizing little V in the living waters.
Little Uzi Vizsla.
That could be a rap song, dude. Little V in the living waters.
Guys,
regardless,
this review of Mandalorian is something else for us. Yeah. We're not at light speed, and we are in outer space.
It's been
a long week. So
Hey, we're here though. We're here. Gotta get the dedication in, guys. Gotta support that. All right, cranking it back up.
yeah, so they give him the plunge.
Well, they learned,
Well,
you know.
not exactly.
Din's like, hey guys, on the 8th step, you just kind of fall, and so like we'll just sit on like the 4th one then. And then I was kind of confused by this. This didn't emotionally touch me either. I don't know what it was about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this scene though, where it's like he's not he's my foundling. Din basically at this point is like, I want to get him baptized and I want to do my own thing with my kid. But he doesn't say my kid because I guess he's not his kid, but they've been treating it like that this whole time. So I kind of was assuming that was already like a thing.
Right. And because she already said that they were a clan of 2.
You know what I mean?
Like
and that was like in season 1.
I think. She
Yeah,
calls
dude.
them a clan of 2. Like
when she makes him the peace.
Family.
Yeah. So I just so I was so confused. Like,
but you know what, Jake? This was a missed opportunity for them to be a clan of 3. Because I thought that Bo-Katan was also going to speak up at one point and be like, "Hey, I'll adopt him too."
Shut up, Dom.
I'm more unlikely, but I kind of thought that there was a little chance that she was going to say something.
I'm so mad that didn't ship him. I'm so upset.
I know.
Like, seriously, if there's any time to, now
and
would be the time.
I need to say something about the armor again, but it can be after we finish the last one, so. But yeah, anyways, you know, Din Grogu, that's his new name now, I guess.
She says, go take him on journeys so that he could become a Mandalorian. He's like, yeah, okay, this is the way.
Yeah.
They light up the Great Forge again. Bo-Katan does. The armor lets Bo-Katan light it up, and they chant Mandalore.
For Mandalore, yeah.
For Mandalore, yep. It was a cool scene.
I always love that. Yeah. I was, even from Clone Wars and Rebels, hearing them yell that, I don't know, something about it's kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Wakanda Forever, but yeah. You know.
Yeah. So this time, instead of a sword, like I'm talking about, like poetry that she raises up and causes literally like the worst extinction of their people ever when she raises a sword because it's cursed. Now she's showing unity by lighting a fire for the forge, which is going to create shields for the people rather than weapons. It's like poetry, it rhymes. So listen, I could hit you with it all day. You're like thinking about it like, that kind of makes sense a little bit though.
I'm kind of wondering if you've noticed the banner at the bottom too.
No, I have not. Thank you for telling me.
That's been going for a while now.
It is. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Thanks for telling me about it. And then after this, she lights it for Mandalore. Yahoo! Let's go, people. Shows Mando. We can't call him Mando anymore. It's so annoying. It shows Din showing up to Grief Karga's planet. What's it? What planet is that?
Navarro.
Tatooine?
Navarro.
Oh, there's a Tatooine song too on YouTube. People look it up. Anyways, so he shows up at Navarro, and Grief's like, "Hey, buddy, here's a plot of land that I've told you about out there. It's cool. It's dope. You should go hang out there, kid." And he's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then he's like, "Yeah, you can hang out there in between adventures." Like, let me be in season.
Here's some death sticks while you're at.
Yeah. Well, he's like, let me be in season 4 between adventures. But anyways, and then that's it, man. They go and it shows on their little plot of land in his house, and little Grogu's messing with a frog because I guess he's a frogist or something. And yeah, That's it.
Did you
Bada bing, bada bing.
did you like how the scene closes with the little, I don't know what you call it, but
What is this, Looney Tunes?
yeah. uh, that was kind of whatever to me.
I enjoyed it. I was like, well, okay. It was a little bit whatever.
Little
But so what'd you think? What'd you think about all this ending stuff? Then I want to get into what you think's going on.
all the what stuff?
All the ending stuff, and then I want to know what's going on.
It was all right. It's kind of just all right. You know?
That's what you want to. It's all right. Yeah. We didn't really talk about how when Grogu gets mentioned that he's Din Grogu, he looks down into the waters in the depths.
Oh, yeah.
Still, these people have not learned that there are monsters living in the waters from which they bathe. And this thing opens its eyes, the mythosaur, setting up a major plot point later down the line.
Yeah. So he'll probably ride it in season 4. Maybe he'll be able to use beast control. That Jedi power that we've seen a few times, like Anakin uses it, and I believe Cal Kestis uses it in Fallen Order too. So yeah, that'd be cool to see Grogu use that. Yeah. What do we want to get into here? Something that's really important to me actually is the armor. And so Jake and I had mentioned how our predictions really didn't come true for the most part for the finale.
Yeah.
I was watching. This has been like a back and forth thing, like a 50-50 thing, maybe. I don't know. Online, but it's been a back and forth thing with people. You and I were not the only ones thinking that the armor was bad. Like, plenty of other people did as well. But like, one of my favorite people to watch has been Christian Harloff for a while, because I just loved his Jedi Council show that he used to have. But anyways, I watch his reviews, and he was, usually we're like on the same page, but he was just saying how like he never understood that, and how he's so glad that they didn't turn her, that would have been weird. Bro, I told you last week, if anything is going to be weird, it's going to be her being a good guy and her not turning.
Yeah, dude, because it made no freaking sense. I didn't. That didn't make any sense.
They dropped like a bunch of hints throughout
music when it showed her, like everything,
like her, like maybe having like these ulterior motives and kind of being shady. Just like also the mystery that went into her character, the mystery behind her character was like, way more than any other character. You know what I mean? Like it was something that I felt like that hinted at, her having this turn. And then of course, like, yeah, what you were kind of alluding to is, I talked about that scene not too long ago, but when she wants to have that private conversation with Bo-Katan and Paz takes her down that hall, like the music that's going on right there, and like it all feels really strange too, like the whole thing. But yeah, the music is super dark and ominous. Suddenly she has this change of heart where, she wants Bo-Katan to take off her helmet, and even she's questioning it. And yeah, it doesn't, something about it doesn't feel right. Like, and you kind of get that feeling multiple times with her. And so, yeah, to me, it was just really weird that she didn't turn. I mean, it's not to say that it's not cool having them be united at the end here. Like, that's cool and that's fine. And like, I kind of wanted them to get to that place too, but like what you and I were saying is we thought that she was probably going to have a turn, and then maybe realize that she made a mistake, and then kind of try and turn back before it's too late, and maybe she would be someone that sacrifices her at the end of this season, which I really like that, and I was definitely on board with that. But yeah, to me it was just weird. I don't see her as being just like um a protagonist, really.
Yeah. The biggest twist of this season finale was that there was no twist.
Yeah.
Um, that's how I would say it, but I'm just that's what kind of irks me about the season and the show in general right now is the fact that like they have the armor in there. We don't know who the heck she is. We don't know her backstory. People are speculating all over the place. Why does she have horns? Was she a follower of Maul? And they give Lizzo and Jack Black an episode and Dr. Parshing and that other chick an episode. And they don't talk about the armor at all. Like
I know,
nothing.
like
they didn't build her at all.
they need to not do that and spend
Like,
more time
what?
with her. Spend more time with her.
Like I'm just confused. Yeah. So I don't know. This season was overall not my favorite. I enjoyed this episode for the action and stuff, and the last two episodes, I guess I should say, but dude, it just kind of went nowhere. It's like the most basic, not exciting. Yeah, it's like if Super Mario was Star Wars, but like not Super Mario, because they did like the most risk-free movie and just kind of followed everything, but it was fine. This was just like so basic and bland, and I just don't know. I think I heard that since Dave Filoni is like focusing on Ahsoka, he wasn't really there for the show that much.
I know. I wanted to mention that too. I'm glad you brought it up,
So,
because there's multiple times when I'm watching these episodes where I'm just like, because obviously there's different directors, they switch up the directors, but there's just many times throughout the season where I was like, something just feels really different about this season. Like
it felt like the sequels.
You put season 1 and 2 side by side, and like I feel like there's a lot of consistency with season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
And then season 3, it felt really different to me. Not all the time, but quite a bit. And so yeah, when I had heard that, I think that would make a lot of sense that Dave Filoni didn't. It's not that he didn't write any of it, because he did. Like he is a co-writer for the show, him and John. But yeah, I would not be surprised. In fact, if I was a betting man, I'd put my credits on him not having that big of a role in writing as much as he normally does for this season.
If I was going to put my death sticks on anything, because I'm a betting man, I would say that Kathleen Kennedy'd all over this and tried proving that a bunch of different directors can make a perfect trilogy just like they did, because it really reminds me of the sequels that they came out with, 7 through 9 or whatever, where they got a bunch of people to make a bunch of episodes that really didn't connect that much and gave them freedom to do what they wanted. And then Dave Filoni probably stepped in at like the later half, like these last couple episodes, and was like, we need to introduce Thrawn. Like, we need this to happen. Like, I need these people to die. I need this to be set up. And so he probably did like the last couple episodes, but in the middle of all of this season was just a bunch of like directors kind of having free will and making up stories however they wanted and putting in cameos where there shouldn't be. And what I mean?
I feel like John wrote most of it.
Well, John,
and he's a good writer too, but Filoni, like he still knows more at the end of the day.
Oh my gosh.
About Star Wars and about canon and everything, and just the philosophy.
Yeah. Like he did most of the Ahsoka series that we're gonna see. Like he wrote it and all that stuff. So I think that's just what took up his time, and then he realized that he needed to make this show kind of flow into Ahsoka, and maybe that's because he just got told this season that he's gonna have to make a movie about all this stuff, and so now he's like, okay, I gotta connect all of it, and so it just kind of seemed all over the place. I don't know, weird.
Yeah, but I'm also surprised that we didn't get any mention of Thrawn. Adrian was actually saying that he heard that they were gonna drop his name at least.
No, they did.
Did they? In the
Dude,
finale?
they did they did before with a shadow cancel. It's like, is Thrawn here? And he's like, no, Thrawn isn't here.
I know
Like,
that,
he's
but
not back yet.
I know that, but I thought he was saying that. I thought that he was gonna. I thought my brother was saying that they were also gonna mention him in the finale. I don't know what happened to Jake. Hopefully he's good. Oh, there you are. Yeah, so they didn't mention him
having a cough attack
in the finale.
They didn't mention him in the finale, but they mentioned him earlier.
Right, in the last episode. So, I mean, it's fine. But also, another bummer, no post-credit scene.
And this is what I wanted to kind of get into. Like, do you think they're even going to make another season of Mandalorian? Because, like, I feel like they should if he's setting up for a movie.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed. Like, it's already season 4 has already been written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here first.
No, yeah, like I had heard that months ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
As far as I know, there will be a season 4. So, I mean, we'll see. You have any more theories for the show, or do you kind of want to talk about what's next for Star Wars and what's next for the podcast? That?
I'm sorry, I'm eating some nuts right now, guys. Clip it.
It'll be our one TikTok, bro.
Yeah, do it, dude.
It'll be our one and only TikTok.
Oh, we'll blow up. No, the whole cloning thing, man. It was that. All right.
What an episode, bro.
What?
What an episode.
Are you speaking Spanish to me right now?
I said, what an episode.
I know, I'm just messing with you, dude.
Me speaking Spanish? Of course not. I'm too white for that, Jake.
Yo, come on, man. Don't give me that, Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an episode. We'll tell you what, folks.
And I'm not talking about season 3, episode 8. I'm talking about our show. Yeah. It's been something else tonight.
It's been off the rails. It's
great. It's great. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're rolling along, folks. We're rolling along. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Our fighter pilots out there.
I want you guys to yell at me in the comments about how wrong I was last week. That'd be really appreciative. I'd be really appreciative of it. But yeah, so I thought we were going to just talk about the cloning, man.
I mean, should have been Snoke. I don't know what else to say. Should have been Snoke.
No, about the Moff Gideon being a clone this whole time.
Oh yeah.
You
oh,
do
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The biggest thing that's ever gonna come out of the show because everyone's tripping. Let me tell you guys, you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's Star Wars.
Was it him, or was it not him?
It wasn't him, because guess what? If they pulled this baloney on us this season, no chance. And if they wanted to pull that extra baloney, listen.
But what if they're trying to pull that extra Filoni?
Oh, shoot, folks.
It's like poetry.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. You should have kept going with it, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It would make sense. I guess it would line up with somewhat of a theory I have, but it doesn't because how fake Moff Gideon was upset that other clones were killed. But my theory would have been that let them die because he's a clone and he wants to like become a normal clone and he's like Moff Gideon, he's going rogue and he wants to be like a Moff Gideon. So like he's willing to sacrifice the other clones to like kill Moff Gideon. That makes sense. But
Well, your audio is kind of cutting out a little bit.
you know what? Your audio's cutting out.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. It's just the reality, bro.
Let me get real nice, close, personal with you folks, okay? What I said was,
welcome to Starfighter ASMR with Jake. With Jake Binks.
never mind. I was gonna do a Jar Jar Binks.
You should have. I was waiting for it.
I was like, wow, 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 wow. Like, do his like flip noise, whatever he does. Get off my back, okay? Shoot, guys. I said it would make sense to me if it like obviously the biggest hole was the fact they had a monologue, Moff Gideon at the end, if he was a second clone, where he's like, "Oh, you killed him. I'm so upset about it," because I was thinking maybe that was a clone, and he was like willing to sacrifice the other clones because he wants to be the one and only Moff Gideon, and so like he was like willing to let the other clones die from Din. And then kill Din, and then kill Moff Gideon, and then be the real Moff Gideon, because that's how Moff Gideon would think. But it would make sense because he was upset that his clones got killed. So I don't know. He shaved his mustache, maybe, guys. Maybe they actually have razors out in space, and he just decided I got to go for a new look this summer. And he was on an island, I don't know, vacationing somewhere. Okay, I don't know. But if he's not dead, I'm gonna be really upset. I'm gonna be like, is this the Avatar movie? Like, are we gonna keep bringing back this Colonel every single time, every movie to be the one villain? Like, what are we doing here? I'm over it. I'm over it. Let dead Gideons lie, bro. Yeah.
Well, is that it for season 3?
Yeah, what's it for season 3 is we're giving our rating right now. Overall, 5.5 out of 10. I'm upset, guys. Season finale, 7. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
no, I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 6 too, yeah.
It was average. 5 is average, right?
But you know what? I'm pretty sure that for season 2, we gave that a 9. I'm pretty sure we gave season 2 a 9. You might have done like an 8, 8.5, but I think I gave it a 9.
Yeah, well, that was a great season. What do you want from me? Yeah. And I didn't even like it that much. But this one just wasn't my cup of tea.
What do you mean you didn't even like season 2 that much?
Like, let me put it this way. Bad Batch had twice as many episodes, a lot more filler. But there was a lot better sequences in that series, I think. And the finale was so much better that it made me raise it. Like, my grade for that, if you go back and watch our review, like, after the season finale, I was like, okay, like, this was pretty good. It kind of led somewhere. But this kind of just, I don't know. It was fun. It seemed like a happy ending. It seemed like they kind of concluded everything. Like, they don't even need a season 4 of this. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay. 6 sounds like about right for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what I give.
Episode 7 was solid, though.
Yeah. I mean, the last 2 episodes were good. Like, I was fine with the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But fine isn't like I was stoked about it. Like, they didn't give, I know they were trying to give Paz like a lot of screen time to make that like an emotional feel, but they just killed him so quickly in that scene. Like they didn't let that intensify or breathe at all. That like I just didn't care. Like they just fell short on like the actual execution of Paz dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just like in this they made it a short episode, 38 minutes, like 41 altogether with credits. It was probably like 36 minutes long. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
I guess they spent so much money on VF.
Probably. I mean,
You know,
how long do you think the Ahsoka episodes are going to be, honestly?
35 minutes.
No, I think we're getting like 50 minutes for the Ahsoka episodes.
We'll see. I mean, it depends if Kathleen Kennedy comes in, swoops down with her bird feet and eats everybody.
Her bird feet?
Yeah, dude. Just talons, dude. Just just people just just flying off in the sky, dude. Like I'm not I ain't messing with that, dude. She's got some honkers on her, man. Have you seen those things? Size 12s.
You've seen The Office?
Could be talons. No, I mean some episodes, but
Oh. Well, let's just say her dogs are barking.
there you go.
Oh my gosh.
You definitely don't want to hear that little Bow Wow song.
No.
That's bad news.
That's a throwback.
That's throwbacks.
That is a throwback.
Yeah.
And you know what? Throwbacks are kind of like poetry. They rhyme.
They rhyme. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
But we've really come full circle this episode, Jake.
Oh my god. Okay. We have full circle, folks. We did it. We're through season 3. Mission accomplished. Now just waiting for Ahsoka to come out. Secret Wars is coming out for Marvel, so we're gonna be watching that. Check that out. I'm making Dom watch it.
What do we have? What do we have coming up? Like, what's the sequence?
We got Guardians coming up next. I'm pretty sure. We don't really have anything right now.
That's not true. Actually, let me tell you what I'm making you watch.
Are we gonna do a movie like random movie review?
No, Star Wars Vision Season 2, everybody.
Well, that's not happening for a while.
Nope, May 4th.
I'm not gonna be around then.
We'll do a little something.
Dom's like he's not gonna watch it. That was his face right there. He was like he knew. He's like, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. All right, yeah, we'll do that May 4th. That's coming up pretty quick then. Okay, we'll have to do something.
Bro, have you heard that they're gonna re-release Return of the Jedi on like April 28th or 29th in theaters for the anniversary? Because I was hearing that.
No, but I bet you that they're probably doing that over at this movie theater next to me because they're freaking awesome. Because they're ballers.
If they do that, maybe we should. I mean, I guess regardless, maybe we should do an episode on Return of the Jedi.
Was that episode 5?
It's 6.
Or yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That'd be cool.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. We're also going to be doing a couple of maybe shorter length episodes on some of Rebels because there's some really key moments in Rebels.
We gotta go through it.
Yeah, we want to lead up into Ahsoka, and so for some of you that just don't have the time to watch all of Rebels, we'll talk about some important things. I think those will be good shorter episodes for the channel. But yeah, and then we've honestly mostly been doing Star Wars, but it'll be kind of a cool change of pace to get back into Marvel because we normally review Marvel stuff here as well. It's just been a while, but I'm actually more excited about the newer projects that are coming out. So yeah, Visions comes out, but then like the next day, um, I guess technically the same day, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out. Are you going to be seeing that opening night?
Yeah,
Okay,
probably.
I might as well. So then,
More likely, or like the next day in the morning. Like I'll see within like the first 2 days it comes out.
okay. So we'll talk about it, but maybe I'm sure we'll do a review probably that weekend on it.
Yeah, there's movies coming out galore right now. I think. I mean, I gotta check the schedule, but yeah, we got Guardians, we got Blue Beetle. Hopefully, you want to see that because
I
I'm definitely gonna
do.
see that and
I
review it.
do. And even though I don't like always fully embrace my Mexicanity, Jake, he is, one of the few Latino superheroes. So
Whoa, that's out of pocket, dude.
that's me constantly out of pocket. So
Oh, like loose change, baby. Let's go.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to
So
rock you.
I mean the
Yeah.
trailer actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah, like I'm down. I think they're doing him better than they did Ironheart.
Did you know that little Uzi Vizsla does that song too
No,
in the trailer? Yeah.
that's my cousin, dude.
That's out of pocket.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is.
we got to get off the show.
All right.
I think it's pretty much time. Guys, go check out our Mario review if you haven't already. that was a good episode. Shout out to Vic from Vic's World.
Yeah, we gotta
Good
get him
guy.
on here. He'll be on here for Guardians. So.
Oh, that's right. He will be on here for Guardians.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling.
When does Invasion come out?
It comes out when it comes out, Dom. I don't know. I don't make the schedule.
That helps.
You know. I don't know. I think it comes out like June or something. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Oh, the other thing that we're going to be reviewing here very soon is Disney Plus just did this documentary on Jeremy Renner. And so we're going to be, going into a lot of depth with that.
Wait, what happened? June 21st, by the way.
Disney has that whole documentary on Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I thought we could just really dive into that.
Yeah. We can also watch the National Geographic stuff too if you want.
Nah, both of those things are a little too out of pocket for the channel. So, anyways, that's gonna be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody for tuning in live. It was a lot of fun, Jake.
I'm out. I'm done.
Is there anything else that we forgot? Did we forget anything?
Oh yeah, we forgot the biggest thing that we could say. I have inside sources to tell me in season 4, Din Djarin dies, as well as Grogu. So, spoiler alert. Theory time.
Thanks for flying with us.